everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. We're finally starting to get some warmer weather out and we had a little bit of sunshine, so I hope you guys were all able to utilize the nice weather we had. I wanted to welcome you guys to Module 6. We are finally getting into starting some short story writing and getting into fiction. So a little slightly different than the poetry we've been working with the past couple of weeks. And we are very excited to kind of move on to the next part of this module. I wanted to just walk you guys through a little bit what the module looks like and some due dates that we have. So if you look over here, and then if we go down to our calendar, you guys will see over here that lesson 1 is due on Wednesday, which is April 5th. So you have a couple of days to work through that. And then lesson 2 on microfiction is due on Friday, April 7th. So those 2 lessons will both be due this week. And then you'll see over here on Sunday, you guys have an assignment called setting exercises that is due. And I'm going to go over and kind of walk you guys through that and make sure that you guys know what's going on and you can look through and see what is involved in that assignment. Okay, so here is the page for your setting exercise. If you scroll down a little bit, you will notice that there are 3 different options for you guys to do this setting exercise. You should probably begin to start thinking about what you want to do now, because some of this takes a little bit of planning and a little bit work ahead of time before you actually jump in to working on this assignment. So you'll see here option number 1, we call it practice your powers of observation throughout the day. So you're going to go somewhere and take a walk, maybe the mall or the grocery store, or just kind of walking around a park, maybe a city street, and you're going to observe the things that you see around you. So what are some of the things that you see? Any smells that you can pick up? Anything you hear? Maybe birds chirping, people talking, things like that. And you'll kind of go through and read about all of these different kind of trigger questions that we have for you and whatnot. You will post on the forum and make sure that you label it as exercise 1 with your first and last name. And then your title of your post should be the location that you choose, so we can right off the bat see exactly which location you decided to go to. As you'll see here, it needs to be at least 250 words in length, so make sure that you are conscious that it needs to be at least 250 words. And then moving on to exercise number 2. This one is deals a lot with memory. So as it says here, have a friend arrange a still life for you. View it for about 20-ish seconds and then begin to describe back what you remember and see how much you can remember. Again, similarly to the way that you label exercise 1, you'll label it as exercise 2, first and last name. This one also needs to be at least 250 words. And make sure you include a picture of the still life in your post so we can kind of see what the still life looked like and then also see the description that you could remember from that. And then moving on to exercise 3, you would take a scene that you have already written and you'll grab some either color pencils, highlighters, or anything that you can really color code this piece of writing with. And you're going to assign a color to each of the 5 senses. You see here that we have yellow for sight, red for sound, green for touch, and so on. Go through your piece of writing and underline or highlight all of the senses that you find in your writing. As it says here, try to make sure your page looks like a rainbow rather than mostly yellow. So make sure that you see all the different senses that have been used. And similarly to what we said up here, exercise 3, first and last name, has to be at least 250 words. Other than that, we just wanted to kind of get you guys started and introduce you to the beginning of this module. One quick reminder before we wrap up here, make sure that all of the writing that you guys have worked through this semester so far, including the original pieces you've written, any revisions that have been done, as well as feedback, are all kind of compiled into one place. You will need all of this stuff for your portfolio at the end of the semester, so it'll be much easier on you guys if you start compiling it now, making sure that it's all in one place so that you're not scrambling at the end of the semester to get everything finished. Like always, if you have any questions, please post to the Creative Writing Cafe or message us on Remind, and we will answer your questions as best as we can. I hope you guys have a great start to the module, and we'll see you when we do our next update.